veterans every day. Community Planning Commission.
Chapter 30.
What's your support group?
We had to really make it out till midnight last night. So
They're still sleeping?
You're making excuses for them, huh?
They're still sleeping yet?
I know, I'm here. I figured I could handle
You
it.
could handle this better?
There you go.
You could handle this better?
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I can't repeat that.
Why don't you can get back there, we'll pass it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So essentially tonight what I wanted to do was obviously I realized that I had to make 3% cuts, and those are in the back sheet of this packet I included. So, and truthfully, maybe I have a little bit better news than most people, but I can actually sustain those cuts without a cost to my services, only because we have the community development fund and working with Greg. And what that account is that is a separate account that was established prior to my working here, where funds are contributed into it over the course of the development process. And the only purpose that those funds can be used for are for promoting community development. So Greg actually gave me the really good suggestion of making sure that I highlighted the accounts that would pass that litmus test. You know, what accounts in my budget do I have that I could, you know, pay for out of that community development fund? And they're on the back sheet of the packet I just handed to you.
The last sheet?
Yes, the last sheet. So, truthfully, in essence, my only concern and what I wanted to discuss tonight is not any of these cuts. You know, I just want to make sure, if you were to look at these cuts in whole, it's $6,700. Excluding salaries, my entire operating budget is approximately $19,300, so that would be about 1/3. So I could sustain the cuts for this year. My long-term concern is with the budgets the way that they are. My primary focus is to retain staff. And that brings me to the first page of the sheet, which I just want to briefly highlight what is a proactive municipal planning department. You know, it's the town of North Reading's planning department. It's a planning department that works on innovative smart growth projects right when they're made aware of to municipalities, like the 43D expedited permitting. We worked in conjunction with the Board of Selectmen, like the 40R, like the open space residential development bylaw we did. And we get rewarded for those on our grant applications, because if the community has the foresight to adopt these smart growth principles, you get more, you get a higher score on your grant applications when you submit them. As a result of that, and in working in conjunction with other town employees, our department has been able to secure $1,415,000 in grants over the last 3.5 years. That averages out to approximately $471,000. My entire budget's $160,000, including staff. You know, so I'd like to think that you know, we're doing a very good job being a proactive planning department. We're making sure we obtain grants well in excess of over $250,000 over and above our budget, although I realize it doesn't go back into the general fund. Another key part of being a proactive planning department is, and especially in this economy, working on an economic development strategy to bring in new growth for the town. And you know, convenient, you know, it was good timing. I actually just had my annual performance review, and we were discussing one of the goals and objectives would be to develop a marketing brochure for the town, bring it to the Board of Selectmen for their review, input, and approval, and then that the Selectmen and CPC should collaboratively develop a list of companies we want to target, send the brochures out to them, bring them into meetings, tell them why they should be looking at relocating to that 600,000 square feet that's going to be developed, which, as an aside, they are in the state permitting process on that site. Start looking at the abandoned Shaws, look at, you know, do we want to make a call to Market Basket? There are a lot of people talking about getting Market Basket in because they don't like going out of town to go there. What do we want to see there? And then continue to keep working on planning and implementation plans to make all this happen. And what gives me the ability to get this done is the staff that I have. You know, we have 2 full-time people, it's myself, my administrative assistant, and the part-time assistant planner. And I can say that without their assistance, I would not have the time to write or more importantly, administer the grants, because the administration of the grants is normally what takes up the most time. It's the state audits, because especially since the city of Methuen, if you've been reading the Tribune, had all those issues with the police grant, they're really, and I don't blame them, they're really making sure communities are doing what they said they do in the grant application. So they're doing quarterly meetings, things like that. And, I guess that's my primary focus of tonight. Our staff is not in jeopardy at this point. I can maintain my budget as long as I can offset those line items with the community development fund, and we're happy to do that. Then the other departments, our own department, use that. So.
Question for you.
Sure.
Obviously, overall development is down.
It's been down, and we've just got a 30-lot residential subdivision. That's why we had such a late meeting. That Stanley property, it was very surprising to us in this economy that you see.
Is this,
Five
it's not a
bedroom,
40,
like
it's not a
40.
40B, right?
No, it's a straight definitive subdivision. Yeah, we were very, I guess we were surprised. But it brought in $30,000, almost $30,000 in fees, and God knows what else it'll read for us.
What's their timeline?
We don't really know. They haven't given us a timeline. I think the impression that I got was that the company that applied is fairly well off and could ride out the session. They got their permits, and that was their game plan. So.
I kind of like the idea of, we need to increase our commercial base. We've got the Berry property over there. It's been sitting there for a long time, going nowhere at the moment that I'm aware of anyway. You must have been talking to my wife about Market Basket, because that's what she told me ought to go in there.
No, there have been more people who I've just heard, even in the halls of town hall, say, "Oh, I wish we get Market Basket in." So we discussed it at the end of the meeting that night, and they asked while I was here to sort of combine my budget efforts and ask if that was something I thought maybe Greg and I should try to do, to set up a meeting.
Well, we've
with
talked,
them.
We've talked about trying to get more aggressive about, looking for businesses to come into the community.
Yeah.
We've accepted the smart growth, and we can do, we seem to be able to respond quickly to these things. And, except that I've kind of said, well, with the economy the way it is, I'm kind of surprised that you're telling me what you just said, but the economy the way it is, you wonder if anybody's doing anything, On the other hand, I suppose if people have a lot of money, this might be a good time to do things. So maybe you're right. We should be out putting some effort into.
I think we looked at it like, considering the economy is so bad, we had nothing to lose. That developing the marketing brochure, and then sitting down, coming back to the board, seeing if you like the layout of it, brainstorming, seeing are there any particular companies you'd like to see. I mean, right now they're looking to build a spec 600,000 square foot industrial office at the site. They have no predisposition for any certain companies or anything like that. So that kind of gives us the advantage to work in conjunction with them and to get ahead of the game where we can. We try to draw in.
What's the timing goal on the marketing brochure?
On that, I just found out about it like 2 weeks ago. So it's in very rough draft form. Let's put it that way. But I would expect I have to give it to them. I think they said by my second meeting in February. So I'll have a draft done by then. That I could bring back.
Questions?
Joe. Yeah, I do. Heidi, just out of curiosity, you have a page in here on North Andover's grants?
Oh, that was to prove to you it wasn't a fluke. That the grants that I guess it was more to demonstrate that, our staff has a longevity in obtaining grants prior to working here.
Oh,
And that
okay.
was the.
I just was wondering why it was there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't an accident. It was basically to show you, okay, we've gotten $1,415,000 in the 3.5 years here. Prior to that, some of our staff worked in North Andover, and we've averaged $1,715,000
That
there.
explains it.
So it's a talent that I think that we're good at, and we like to do it, and we would like to continue doing it. And it's what sets us above the other planning departments in the Commonwealth. That's why we're asked to be the guest speakers, and they have people call our department to copy our grants, for lack of a better one. So
Hey, what can you tell us about the planned intersection on 495-93 associated
Oh,
with
the Andover.
Tewksbury, Andover, North Andover? And
we're not in the, I only know what I've read about it in the Eagle Tribune, only because we're not, the Andover and that whole area, they're in the Merrimack Valley Planning Commission, and we're in the metropolitan area, so I haven't really had any discussions about it in depth with anyone.
Well, I bring it up because, as I've mentioned several times in our public meeting, I've been meeting with a group of selectmen from the surrounding towns, and, 3 of the selectmen I meet with are, knee-deep in this whole project, but it seems that it can bring further economic development on the 93 corridor, and we're, reasonably suited to participate in that in one form or another. And I'm just wondering how connected the CPC was in terms of keeping an eye on where that's going.
I don't know, we haven't been involved with it, but I could easily get updates from, the planner in Andover used to work with me in North Andover, so I could just ask her to send me updates after the meetings and try to stay in the loop.
Well, I mean, it might be something to add to the marketing brochure.
Okay, no, that's a good idea.
Couple of comments. Heidi, I just want to applaud you and your staff for the efforts in obtaining the grants for the community, and also very happy to hear about the marketing brochure.
Thank you.
A long time coming. I appreciate that.
Any other questions for Heidi? I'll ditto his comments to say.
Keep doing the good work, please.
So can I tell the CPC I held my own tonight? I didn't mean to.
Absolutely.
Bye, have a great
You
night.
can tell them we appreciate their not coming. How's that?
I'm not gonna phrase it like that.
Oh, no. We're always happy to see our colleagues from the planning commission.
Recreation. Good evening.
20 what?
No, thank you. Let me be quick.
28.
Well, during a week of such importance, 2 days ago, Martin Luther King, who years ago had a change. Yesterday, a huge change with the inauguration. It's humbling to stand before you as a small town recreation department budget and see that you still go through the things that make this country, what it is today. So we're pleased that you've given us the opportunity to come before you.
And we're always pleased to hear from you.
Thank you. But not unlike Martin or Barack years ago, I joined recreation, and I had a plan and a dream then, as did the other recreation members in gentleman that we just lost this year, and Jerry Brooks, who headed the committee for probably 15 years before I came along. And then I was younger, 80 pounds thinner, had more red hair, less gray, and was much less aggressive, if you can believe that. But the years, much less. The years have obviously the years have taken a toll on me, but lucky for the selectmen.
It's impacting your memory a little bit.
But
Mine too.
luckily for the selectmen, you now are going to be dealing with the committee. That 50 years ago we evolved with just a small committee and a part-time person that worked 5 hours. We went 18 years with a part-time person that worked 15 hours. And then from then we've gone through 3 recreation directors to our current recreation director in Lynn Clemens that we have today. We've gone through 1 part-time parks director, 2 full-time park directors, to the point that we now have Marty Tilton in place. And this year I am so pleased to announce that we finally have a full-time operations director in Maureen Stevens, who's been with the committee for 10 years and has been the backbone of the finance of the committee, and now will be making our presentations for us. We've had over 60 recreation members. We've worked with probably over 100 selectmen and finance committee, and I can honestly say, even though in the younger years I may not have agreed with everyone, we have taken something from every selectman, every recreation member we've had, and every finance member that we've dealt with. We now have the committee in place now that I can wear dungarees and present the new team from recreation, who's outstanding, and tell you that as